श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणम्। श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणम्। नवकंजलोचन कंजमुखकर कंजपदकंजारुणम्। कंदर्पगणित अमितछविनवनीलनीरज सुन्दरम्। पटपीतमानहु तडितरुचिशुचि नौमि जनकसुतावरम्। श्रीराम श्रीराम राम राम सिया राम। श्रीराम श्रीराम राम राम सिया राम। श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणम्। श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणम्। नवकंजलोचन कंजमुखकर कंजपदकंजारुणम्। कंदर्पगणित अमितछविनवनीलनीरज सुन्दरम्। पटपीतमानहु तडितरुचिशुचि नौमि जनकसुतावरम्। श्रीराम श्रीराम राम राम सिया राम। श्रीराम श्रीराम राम राम सिया राम।
I'm audible to everyone? Thank you. How should we start?
Desireless action.
Start with doing some desireless action. What do you desire out of that? Is do some desireless action so that we can come to desireless action. But that's a desire. Is desire a prerequisite for action? It's not. So, it's been a week, so shall I remind everyone of the good news? Uh-huh. No? This is the only room which is not seeming that excited about good news. It can seem like this is all there is. The realm of perception, all of this sight, sound, and it can seem like what we perceive inside, we don't even know what that inside is, but it can seem like all that inside, imagination, memory, thoughts, emotions, it can seem like all of this is all there is. But it's just not true. It's not true that the realm of perceptions is all there is. So if I told you that in the very center of your being is a holy place which is beyond space and time, sounds too far-fetched? Is there a holy place at the center of your being which is beyond space and time? Yes or no? Now we'll make it into a guided meditation if it has to be. For now, we can be interactive.
Contradictory center, place, and
Yes, exactly. You have to accept that. You have to accept that. That in the intellect, it may seem like, how can it be that in the center he's saying, but there is a place which is beyond space and time. So we have to accept that for the time being before we see that there is actually no space and no time. But in the interim, while it seems like there is, we have to accept these seemingly strange notions. Yeah? Now, but who lives over there is just staggering. You see? The very one who lives everywhere lives there. Yeah? Again, this can sound confusing. Then what is the big deal if he lives everywhere? Then why are you telling us specially that he lives over there? Because since the beginning of humanity, sages have found him specially over there. So we can say, like all sages have told us, that in our heart he delights to stay. So the Lord of the universe, or the universes, or whatever we want to call this realm of appearances, he is found within ourselves, within our soul, within our antakarna, in the very core of our being. Now that one can be the center of our lives. And when he becomes the center of our lives in faith, then the existing center of our lives, which is the non-existent egotism, the non-existent me, is dethroned from its kingdom or reign or whatever you want to call it. Then, when he is found in the form of the Atma within, then using the eyes of the Atma itself, we get the darshan, the palpable insight into the reality of who we are, the reality of our oneness in his existence, and the reality of our oneness beyond even existence. So, which is called Saguna Brahman and Nirguna Brahman. So, spirituality is the path where we come to Atma, where we come to Spirit. By coming to Spirit, we see the reality, the truth of who we are and the truth of all things. When the original lie is at the center of our lives, then we see the falseness, we take the falseness of all things to be the reality of everything, and that is called to be stuck in Maya. So what we are doing in spirituality is attempting to come to the Spirit, attempting to come to the Atma. Now, upon knowing this, our job would be very simple. All we have to do is keep the me out and keep our focus on the Atma within, on the Spirit within, God's presence within. But it's not simple because the forces of the me, the temptation of the me, is quite compelling. I want this, I don't want this, you see. I like this, I don't like this. And the I that we are referring to in that is the made up, non existent me. We don't even know who that me is. Whose name is it? The name that we call ourselves. This Ananta, who is it? You say it's the name of my body. But most of the things you will say about it have nothing to do with the body. The body is not a good person. The body is not honest. The body is not spiritual. Well, in a way it is, but not in the way that we say. You see? So most of the things that we talk about it are nothing to do with it. I didn't like what my partner said. Nothing to do with the body. My boss was rude to me. Nothing to do with the body. I am running out of money. Nothing to do with the body. You see? Nothing to do with the body. So who does it have to do with? Just a made up identity called me. So this me, when it becomes central in our lives, that is called being stuck in Maya. So the great Adi Shankaracharya ji called Maya the non-existent and yet seemingly existent one. Make of that what you will. But really the idea is that it doesn't have any tangible reality. Again, whatever that means. So, to empty ourselves with the obsession with the me and to fill ourselves up with the reality of the truth, who is also called God, is the spiritual process. And so this me, like a modern day viral infection, is difficult to shake off. It's difficult to shake off. So, therefore we need to practice. If you can do it without practice, perfect. You see? Because some of you may say that, why practice? Isn't it the truth already? If it is the truth already for you, then don't practice. Yeah? But if you're not yet able to do it, then we have to practice. So the point of practice is to bring our focus back on the one who is truly here and move the focus away from the one who never was. So we are practicing the truth. And the truth needs practicing because of Maya. Why it's important to remind us of this is that many times this germ of the me can attach itself to the practice itself. Who is at the center of the frame now? The me that is practicing. I am practicing. So it may be better to keep God in the center of the frame, and if there is a me that is practicing, keep that as a side character, sidekick in the movie. So what can the practice be? All the practices that the sages have told us, and I prefer the ones that are time tested. Yeah. Time tested. So taking God's name, to do the self-inquiry, to remain in the unborn, niti niti, whatever you call it. And you will see the common thread in all of those is to keep God at the center of our lives, or the truth at the center of our lives, and me not part of the story anymore. So all these practices. So one child is reading the Yoga Vasishtha. So how is that a spiritual practice? If you read the Yoga Vasishtha, then it blasts all our ideas of what is true, and all these ideas of what is true has this character called me at the center. So when all these ideas of what is true are blasted, what is reality is blasted, and you're shown so many different realities which could appear in your life, then our grasping on to this tiny reality of the me no longer happens. So all of these pathways, another child is reading some books where you learn to fall so deeply in love with God, with Krishna, that you lose yourself. The false self, that is. So all of these are spiritual practices. Whatever we do where God is at the center, where the truth is at the center, then that is our spiritual practice. What is the trouble in practice? Why do we need to practice? Because when you start practicing, compelling thoughts of the me, but what about me? I have to do this, I have to go there, I have to not do this. All this come, isn't it? So just to not fall into those false narratives, because what is the exchange you're making? If you put the focus on the me, then this holy place, which is beyond space and time, in your very heart, will forever seem only conceptual to you. And the me, which is purely conceptual, will seem real to you. So whatever tree you water, that is the tree that is going to grow, basically. The more you have faith that He is actually there in your heart, the easier your practice will become. The more you practice, the more your faith will grow. Now, some more good news. Not all of you are not looking celebratory. Yeah. Please come. So, we're not looking celebratory because in the words I'm not able to convey the reality of who He is. I'm not doing a good job of that. Because if I was to convey, if I was able to convey even for one moment who He actually is, then your entire lives may be joyful. But because I'm so limited, I'm not able to put His glory into words. Maybe the other aspect is that the minute we say that there is a space beyond space and time, then already the mind switches off and says, no, this is too difficult for me, it's not for me, it's only for the special ones, or I am far from it, or ideas like this. Or the mind starts imagining some limbo state or nothingness. These ideas may trap us. So, God, in His sweetness, humility, mercy, kindness, compassion, has then also made it so that in whichever way you want to reach him, you can. If your intention is true, that you really want to reach him, then it is said that if you offer a tiny leaf to a rock with full heart, then you can meet God in that way. It doesn't even have to be a special rock. It doesn't have to be a Swayambhu Murti. It is just the intention that you have. You see? So whether you want to meet him in a Saguna way, which means that you want to meet him in a way where you can imagine his attributes, you can offer yourself to him with attributes, or you want to meet him in the Nirguna way, which I just talked about, which means that we meet the very being at the core of our existence, who is present there in a way which is unfathomable, then that door is open to you as well. So really he's taken out all difficulty from the path, but he will not force you to love him. If you want to love him, then what is the difficulty on your path? You cannot do anything wrong in love for him. But huh? But Maya, you see? But Maya in specific forms for all of you, because I can see the but basically on your faces. That yes, but. Yes, but. You see? So then all talk about God. So it can be, let's take a simple example. So suppose you are not enjoying your work at the moment. You see? So now I've told you that the Lord of the universe itself is with you. You see? But your yes but can be yes, but my work right now is too difficult, is too frustrating. So I don't know if I can do this. You see? Isn't it? Like the level difference between what is being shared and what your mind is able to grab you with. You see? It can be even stupider. It can be that you came to Satsang hall and you saw somebody wasn't nice to you. You see? Somebody who just didn't give you a smile or didn't say hello, or scowled at you. Huh? So I have told you about the Lord of the universe being right there with you. And for him all of this world play is nothing but a dream. And you say, yes, for a moment, if that moment comes, and go back to thinking about why this person was bad to you. So Maya doesn't need to pull big tricks. It's these tiny, tiny ones. That is enough, because it is just trying to steal the moment away from you, from God. As long as it is danced around, got your attention and belief, for this moment its job is done. Because every moment it will keep doing that with new thing. Or maybe the same thing over and over. Yes? But? No but. Huh? He wants to say.
So first is you said that inside there is spaceless and timeless, right? So even that is too much for mind to even think about it, and you are even talking about one step ahead of it, which is staggeringly different, Father, and how I will feel an awe of that.
One thing that was important in what you said is it's too much for the mind.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you the mind? No, but it is too much for the mind. I agree with you. In fact, if the mind could go there, then why would we want to go to that place? We're already oppressed by the mind here. No? So, the beauty of this place is the mind cannot fathom it. It cannot go there. But can you? You can. Otherwise, why would satsang be shared? You can right now.
So the ability is only up to going there.
The ability.
With I, or the canness of I, is only up to going there. Rest
Yes.
is with him. Rest will be with him.
Yeah. Yeah. Betty. Mom? So, isn't it beautiful that all we have to do is turn within towards Him? And then He grabs us and pulls us in to His abode, to His presence. You see? Because if you had to, there is no map that takes you here from here to His home. You see? Where He pulls you into, that we cannot fathom. And all of us have had at least a few glimpses of that experience. We may call that samadhi, we may call that something else, deep meditation. There is nobody who has not tasted this, at least for a moment or two.
So what you're saying is true that we've all experienced that. But then, like I'm just saying now, in the beginning of satsang, I'm hypnotized again in my mind and saying, no, I don't know what he's talking about. And then suddenly, then just
But
staying there.
that's the good news I'm telling him also,
Yeah.
that it doesn't have to know.
No, one sec. But then, just staying here, just going on, being
Yeah.
here, not running away.
Yeah.
Something just keeps dissolving and
Yeah.
going away,
Yes.
and then you start seeing a collapse between this. But it's like you have to pull yourself away from that voice which is going on telling you something all false. That this constant vigilance, maybe, or I don't know how, and you actually believe it for even some time, and then you're like, what am I?
You had 1 week off from satsang.
Yeah, no. Even at home, it just tells you something, and then you believe that voice to be true. No, I've never experienced it. I don't know what he's talking about.
Exactly.
Sorry, I just had a sense. It's this hypnosis is like, it's really like, go to sleep again or something.
So let's say that our antakarna, it isn't, but let's presume for a moment that it is a dark room. That our antakarna, our soul, is a dark room. You see? Now, suddenly, if a light source is found and the light is switched on, What else do you need to do to spread the light in the rest of the room? Nothing, isn't it? So the light of the Atma within will naturally spread to the rest of your inner instrument as well. So all the layers of our existence will start to deepen more and more in that light.
One more thing I wanted to ask you was that sometimes I find that, so whatever maybe we may be reading in the Gita, Krishna is standing in the middle and whatever. So if I start imagining it, then I find that I'm making a concept out of it. My mind is already kind of conceptualizing it rather than. What I want to ask you is it okay if I imagine it or I should just not go there?
It's all right. If it comes naturally. No? Like how to say Krishna is talking to Arjuna. Don't imagine it. No, don't imagine. You're imagining. I see it's forming. Don't imagine. Then that would become too oppressive a process. No?
But they have it to not allow it to become a concept, Father.
Concept in imagine is different.
How, in a way, say?
Like just because you imagine a visual of Krishna, Lord Krishna talking to Arjuna,
Yeah.
how does that become a concept? Till you believe some thoughts about it. A concept is in language.
Yeah.
Imagine this or conceptualize this.
I can't if I don't have a story.
This is a visual.
Yeah.
You can't believe a visual. You see? You can only believe language. Now some language may be coming to you, trying to tell you otherwise, but that's the very proof of what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's the narration, that's good, that's bad, it should be like that.
That's language.
All of
That's
that.
words.
Yeah. Okay.
You see, so we don't believe perception. Mere perception is not enough for us to fall into Maya. Can you believe this perception? Believe it. Just believe whatever you're perceiving right now, believe it. No? You have to say, true. At least one word you need. No? Yes, true, right, good, something. So our belief latches on to language. It doesn't latch on to just other sensory perception. You see, your attention may latch on to everything. But you cannot fall into a trap unless you fall into the trap of some language. That's why Bhaiji said, Vishayo mein vishay. There is poison in the topics. Without the topics, where's the poison? Some of you have a dangerous disease. A dangerous disease is wordplay. Just you love it so much. Like, this, and this become this. Wow. It's just too sweet to you. But it's a dangerous disease because when you get caught in this wordplay, which may seem innocent and funny and humorous even to start with, but it's just a distraction away from the silence of your heart where God Himself will be found. So don't get too enamored with your mind intellect's fancy acrobatics, because that can serve as a seeming replacement for the holiness of what the Atma wants to share with you. But don't exchange eternal life in His presence for some fancy word acrobatics.
other day in the Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna was grieving his death of his relatives, that he's going to kill them or he's going to fight them. And you'd asked this question that what is the difference between grieving out of compassion for your relatives and grieving out of attachment? Can you maybe elaborate on that a little bit? Because I feel like I saw it as that if my parents or my relatives are not loving God or not wanting to love God, there's some sadness that I feel.
Let's go slowly.
Yeah.
So we'll elaborate on this. So, so anyway, let me close that earlier thread first. So, like this, when we find God is here, then we will also find His will. You see? The one who lives at the center here, you see, all of this appearance is already His will, and yet specifically we will find His will for us. You see? And then the way to live in God's will is to just remain in the presence and allow this instrument to move in that presence without any intention or wanting for ourselves, or to be able to hear what He is telling you in the heart and to intend to follow that guidance you are receiving. So, for most of us, the first aspect is more than enough to begin with, which is that empty of any individual wanting, empty of any individual grasping, we allow the presence itself that we found in that holy stillness, that presence itself to move us, whatever we consider ourselves to be. Or He makes His will palpable to us in whatever way, and we use our intention only to follow His will. So then I no longer want anything for myself when I live like that. And yet, because there is waking state, activity continues to happen. So that is called desireless action, where there is no me at the center of the equation, there is no me at the center of the frame, wanting, grasping, needing. It is all God's light which is moving this body mind if I still consider this to be myself, or moving this universe if I consider this whole universe to be myself. Whatever I may take myself to be. You see, we allow that to move in God's light. You see? And there may come a time where He may make His will apparent to us, and possibly for our growth and deepening. And we just use the power of our intention to attach to that guidance that we receive. So we truly don't want anything for ourselves in that process. So therefore, while living in this world, continuing the body-mind's activity in this world, truly without wanting any outcomes, without wanting anything from the action, we allow God to move us and for God to taste the fruits of our action. Tvam karta, tvam bhokta. Because we have to start with God's presence and reality. Because otherwise, if you meet it just conceptually, then it becomes like work for me to do. You see? How do I become desireless? We cannot do it till we put focus on God's reality at the very center of our existence. No, until there's no time for that, because that taking him to be the center either in the darshan or in the faith. Huh?
The name I get, but like,
Yes. Why do you take his name?
is there somewhere I have
You have faith. No? And without faith, it will be very difficult to do it. So you have to have faith in the teacher, the pointing, God's reality. All this faith is needed for us even to take his name once. So faith is there. So we remember him in our faith, and that is to put him in the center and to allow it to move from the center like that without inserting any me in the picture. Okay, now let's go to Jyotika's question. What does it remind you? What did we say? The grief that we may feel out of compassion. You see? We're walking on the road and we see some small pet has had an accident or something like that, and out of compassion you feel a grief, you feel a sadness, you feel some tears may come, like that. You see, versus the grief about the fear of losing attachments. You see, this is mine. Now it will no longer be, this is my house. Now it will no longer be, this is my family. Now they will outcast me. You see, this is my. So the fear, the false idea of something belonging to the me, therefore becoming mine, and then losing that mine. If you notice the very basis of this, what happens? First, we love to pick up this false identity, me. Huh? Then this me is dissatisfied with itself because it's so tiny. So it says the more I can make mine, the bigger I can feel about myself. You see? I have the best material things, I own the most land, I have the most beautiful looking partner, I have the healthiest body, the most things it can gather in the name of mine. You see? Please come. You see? The more it temporarily, provisionally, maybe for a few minutes, or please come, maybe for a few minutes, feels better about itself. You see? So trying to make the me godlike by using mine. You see? So it's a serious dissatisfaction with. Right. Come. Why do you want something to be yours? Tell me that. We looked at this. Why you want something to be yours? Because me is not enough. Mine will make it better. The more of mine it can add to the me, the more bigger the me seems. It's all seeming. All of it is rubbish. But it can seem to be true, isn't it? You see? So in the false attempt to make me godlike, you see, then it adds on things for the mind. This is also mine, that is also mine, this is also mine, everywhere my name is, everybody knows me. You see, all of these things, fame, monetary gain, material possessions, all of these things are about making this me bigger, because the me is, you can't find it also. So it's very dissatisfying actually. So in the side circumstantial evidence of the me in the form of mind, then you try to make yourself feel better. You see? So it feels like my this, my family, my life, my. Now it's a very primal egotistic thing to grow this me by adding on mine to it. It's a very, very primal thing. You see? So if somebody touches what you think, take yourself to be, or what belongs to you in your mind, then that seems like an attack. How did you enter my house? How did you enter my garden? How did you enter my building? How did you play with my children? Whatever the construct may be. Yeah. What happens? What is attacked in that process? Our whole egoic plan to become godlike, then something attacks the me, you see, and takes away that element of that plan, then that can seem like a big attack. Because I seem to have, just 1 second, so I seem to have so much, you see, now I don't have anything at all. That can seem like the worst case scenario, isn't it? Like, all this was mine. Now it's no longer mine. What actually changed? Yes. Yes, because somewhere very primarily, what do we take God to be? Even in the mind, God seems like the one who has everything and He is the biggest. You see? So, our ego is not satisfied by becoming the most special in the world. Not satisfied by being the most special in the world. It wants to become more and more godlike. So, what are the attributes of God? God is revered, He is worshipped, He is loved unquestionably. Everything He does is right. These are the ideas of God that we have. So, for a human who has this primal need to keep growing this me, for a human to start to believe that he or she is godlike is very compelling. It's very compelling. You see? And so, like this, that Ravan, for example, then with his power took over so many realms. And he said, I am the Lord of this universe. Who is this Ram? He is the Lord of nothing. He's got nothing. He's a Vanvasi. He's an exile. You see? So, what was clashing? His ideas of what was his mind was very big in his mind. And when people told him, no, this is the Lord Himself, he said, what belongs to Him? He lives in a tiny hut in the forest. Who is He in front of me? You see? So then the comparison between the mind makes us bigger or smaller. In the world we've seen, who's like it's very rampant, very common, especially in India. No? Who is this? Nobody. What does he have? Who is he? What money does he have? Nothing. What status does he have? Nothing. You see? What is monetary possession? Nothing. It's very common. No? Don't you know who I am? You see? And when you say, who are you? I am this thing, I have this position, I have this bungalow, I have this, look at my car. What? Who are you? It has nothing to do with any of these things. But we use mind as a replacement for self-knowledge. What I own, what belongs to me, becomes then the primal part of my identity. Isn't it? So, what we once label as mine, then that becomes the doorway for us to be attacked. You see? Because in this world, what is finally ours? Nothing. Everything comes and goes. Nothing is finally ours. The circle of time will take everything away. So nothing belongs to the me, and yet we are so attached to the mind. So this is the nature of attachment. You see? Now when this anything that you call mind seems to be attacked, because it's being taken away from you, that somebody in some way no longer belongs to you, then that can feel like a big sorrow, a big suffering. You see? Because we have lived our life forgetting that what was mine to begin with. What are we calling mind? There is no me only to have a mind. So there's a difference. So Arjuna cried because he saw that this was my friend from school, from Gurukul or whatever. This was my teacher, this was my uncle, this was my this thing. He was not crying out of just sheer compassion. He was refusing to fulfill God's will, which was to eradicate evil from the world, in falling for what was mine, this whole idea of mine. That's the difference. Sorry if my answers are very long drawn. I feel like we have to attack them at the core, then we'll get a sense of it. Otherwise, we've heard since we were little, we've all heard, don't be attached. Yeah? But we've never really explored what is this attached. What is attaching to what? What are we calling mine? Who is this me? Why is it wanting so much mine, mine, mine?
Feels happy with itself. I mean, nobody thinks that it's going to be happy when it gets more and
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
So
But
itself
you
is
see,
being
but more pride can make up for a lot of more material things. So a lot of people who are so-called renunciates, you see, feel more pride in I am a renunciate. You see, there's more of me in that because I am so special. I am a renunciate. So my renunciation is mine. So for that pride, I may be willing to give up some material object as long as the world sees I'm such a great renunciate.
So I'm just trying
So
to
I'm just trying to say that mind doesn't only necessarily mean material possession. Exactly.
was that somehow it wants to feel happy
Yes.
because it on itself it doesn't have any happiness. It's just there's nothing there in it to make it feel satisfied. Like when we come to God's presence, I mean, you feel happy. You don't want anything then. I mean, genuinely, you never even think of it. But in maybe it's you just even through pride. I just want to feel important. I want to feel that I exist. I think if it's like I feel if nobody looks at me, nobody recognizes my existence, I feel that I don't exist. I mean, the ego doesn't feel it exists, isn't it? I mean,
Without the timeless one, without the spaceless, timeless one, what is there for the me to feel happy? In the sense that, remember when you started coming to Satsang, I used to say that to expect happiness from the world is like tying yourself to a drunk donkey and trying to feel happy in that. You see? No happiness is going to come like that. Why? Because everything here is constantly changing. You see? We plug our happiness on relationships. You see? But relationships are the most unstable. One person could tell you, yes, yesterday I love you with all my life, and next day say, I need some space from you. You see? Even your children could say, no, just give me some space. So all of these things that we attach to in the world, none of it is stable. And even material things, God has made sure there are natural forces. Something can catch fire, something can have an earthquake, something. So we can't attach to anything. They can get stolen. What is there? So somewhere, although we live in denial of all of these things, we know that it's all very unstable. Our identity life is all completely unstable. So what does it really have to feel happy? Nothing. So the only source of happiness, the only source of joy is that one which is unaffected by time, unaffected by death, unaffected by birth, unaffected by all of this. We've been reading too much about Arjuna and Ramji's dispassion and all of these things. That's why satsang is like this today, probably. But really, what is there to feel happy for the me? It's always dangling by a thread, no?
Why such a non-existent one can believe such a story about what fulfills?
Because the existent one believes it, no? The non-existent one doesn't have any power of itself. It is just like the notion frog. What power does it have of itself? But if you believe yourself to be a frog, then that will have a lot of power because you are consciousness.
So when something is Father achieved.
So let's take a very simple example. Some question comes out of your mouth. Now whose question is it? Mine. Huh? So if I answered Amol's question, Meera's question, Jyotima's question, but I didn't answer Jyotika's question, my question didn't get on. No? So this mine attaches to everything. No? You see? How is it mine? A few minutes back I didn't even have it. It came as some bundle of thought. Then it was believed, then the mouth expressed it. And so I'm like, no, but my question, you see, it was mine. You see, this mine can work in all of these. Doesn't mean I don't want to hear your question. I'm just saying, if you look at how pervasive this mine is. No?
So good you said this.
Yeah.
Because just now I asked the question
Yeah.
and then you answered
Yeah.
and then you came.
Yeah.
I was feeling like Father.
My question.
Now it's forgotten.
You see? You've forgotten, but I better not forget. No, this is how mind works. This was mine. The smallest thing.
By intellectual property right is of this thing. It's mine now, you can't use it. I like this painting.
Father, on top of this,
Sorry, one second. Did she have a question?
your question.
Poison, Father.
It's poison, you're right. It's poison. Because it poisons everything. My.
So Father, whatever just now you said, and it's so obvious, and there is no doubt or nothing wrong can be in it. Still, this happens, right, again and again. So on top of it, it has an ability of making you forget.
Yeah.
That.
That's why Maya is also called the big forgetting.
Father, last week I was literally on temple run. 10 days, Kerala. I was in a lot of temples.
Temples.
And it was so nice all throughout the week. And then I had to take the famous auto back to station.
Oh, the
Same
auto.
thing. And while doing that, I was remembering your example. Still at the end of it, it happened. And then it hurts a lot, Father. After earlier we'll forget and try to rationalize I was right. But nowadays it hurts a lot that why it happened. So
Famous
so
auto
obvious.
example gets everyone.
Yeah.
You go to temple visit, go to pilgrimage, you become a sadhu for 20 years. But the auto wala asking for 50 rupees more or 100 rupees more.
It was 50 rupees only.
50 rupees. If Krishna tells you in your heart, no, like Arjuna, pick up the bow, then you can pick up. Without that, don't pick up. Huh? Huh? Sorry, who's saying I can't pick up? That's why Kabirji's Maya Mahat again. It's a great song. If the whole satsang could be about me and mine, but we could end up feeling offended about my question. It's such a thagini, no? This Maya, such a con artist. So tricky, so tricky. So like I'm sitting up here saying all big things, but if you all refuse to listen to me and I've been blabbering for 2 hours, then I was like, why are you listening to me? Huh? This me can affect everyone, all of us. Yeah, that's. You just have to try like that. You just have to keep trying like that. To remain empty of the me and allow God to move us. Why weren't we able to spot it?
Why weren't?
No, that's a tricky one. Like the very topic of what is being discussed, that very thing can be getting to us. And we don't spot it. We feel like, yeah, correct. It's me, man. This is the trickiness, no? Because it just sneaks, right? From under your nose, it sneaks in. No? So tricky. That's why the more time you spend in your heart temple, the more time you spend in God's presence, the more you'll be able to notice these subtle things. Huh?
Before it happens.
No, even when it starts to make us irritated, something. Even in that situation, it must have built up for at least a few seconds, isn't it? That irritation builds up further, then we lose that battle. Like Arjuna saying, take me to the center of the battleground. Then he sees that side and he just loses that courage to fight. Yeah. Now suppose there's a great question that was asked. I'm not picking on you at all. I didn't even know. Just taking this example. Suppose great question which was asked. No? But my question was not heard before. So we don't hear the answer also because we are stewing in that my question. See how Maya can take us away from things just in this. Like we miss out on most of our lives because we are in this constant worry. What about me? What about me? And even after coming to spirituality, what about my spirituality? I say put God at the center of the frame. We firmly put ourselves in the center of the frame, carrying the frame of God. We may laugh, but it's very tricky.
All this is happening with me.
Yeah, it happens to all of
I want to
us.
say more.
See,
One topic that gets me, you say the me doesn't even exist. And I'm like, but the soul you say exists.
yeah.
That Antakarna, there's so much mystery. I read some of the things on the website, your website. And this idea that the entire psyche can be transformed by saying a name over and over. And while doing sadhana, I observe it. So many strange things coming up. And that can be transformed. I want to understand it. And psychology seems related to it. So many things are there. This wild web of ideas. And it's not just to own knowledge, but there's a sense of mystery there.
What is it for?
To understand. For
What
me
is the
to
difference between
understand.
not just to own knowledge and to understand?
Sorry.
You said it's not just to own knowledge, but to understand. What's the difference?
The process itself is kind of enjoying that, seeking like a mystery which, even if I don't crack the mystery, in trying.
Yeah. Does it make you more still or more mental?
I'm in awe, kind of.
That's good. Awe is good. Because awe is very related to stillness. When we are in awe, we are awestruck. So that awe is very good. But if it gets you into the delusion that I know something now, I personally understand, or that then it becomes a replacement for Atma Gyan.
Yeah.
So okay, let me share this. When we are living from Atma Gyan, that is the guidance or the knowledge from the spirit itself, then we never need to convert it into conceptual frameworks. You see? Now, if some of that is happening organically, like I said, uh, Krishna was talking to Arjuna. Now, don't imagine. So then we are not forced. So when we say this one then leads to that, then leads to this, then leads to that, then it's very natural that the mind will form some framework. Anger leads to hatred. If we say like that, it'll create some framework. It's very natural. But if we keep our reliance on the heart transmission, you see, the Atma, what it's sharing with us, actually the thing is there really a point of me saying this? There comes a point where you start to fall in love with the silent transmission. Then the words don't seem as exciting. You see? So, do you have a sense of what I'm saying? Like, when you are just in the stillness, is it a dumb state? Huh? That all thing is there. What is it like? Would if I was to force you to pick that it's an intelligent state or it's a dumb state? What would you say? Huh? Like, okay, then let me share something with you from my experience that I never feel lost when I'm in that stillness. Never feel lost. I feel very at home. I may not have any words to express what is happening, but it has the fragrance of familiarity, of comfort, of peace, which is exactly what we are trying to get out of conceptual knowing anyway. You see, but it never fulfills that. Maybe momentarily when we feel like we cracked something, then we get that taste. But this is that holy stillness gives us the sense of a great supreme intelligence. You see, like being guided in a very silent way. So when you start to fall in love with this silent transmission of knowledge, you see, then you will not have so much temptation and desire to convert into conceptual knowledge. Yeah? You meet something out of this world, then you're not rushing to make it worldly. No? You meet like a flower which doesn't exist on planet Earth, then you don't want to quickly make it into 10 roses. See?
There is the urge to read more, like
That's
somebody
all
must.
right. It's all right. Because that sometimes the reading more becomes our sadhana also. No? It takes us to the quiet. That's why I say, where does it take you? Does it take you into like a mental arousal and thinking more, like that? Lack of peace, or does it make you more shanti?
Father,
Yeah.
can you help me, please? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I am a little bit confused.
Yes.
Yes. I can see what you say. I can confirm what you say is true here, but I can also see that there is someone who wants to have the proof that God is here. And I would like to ask you if it is the mind, if it is this is the mind who wants this proof, or is it the
So,
God?
yes, how do you know about this someone?
I I am aware of this one. I am aware of this one. I can see it. I am aware of it
Yeah. In what way are you aware? What quality does it have or attribute?
because he wants something.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
how do you know about the want?
Mm. I feel this nervousness, this this energy inside me wants something. It's not relaxed. I don't know how to say it. Yeah,
It's like a grasping energy.
yeah. I am not peaceful. I don't feel peace now. Yeah, when you speak, I can see what you say, but I don't feel this peace inside me.
Yes. The one that is watching the energy move,
Yeah.
that one is peaceful.
This one is not peaceful, but not even not peaceful. It
Beyond
is.
peace and not
Yeah,
peace.
yes.
Yes, yes. So there's one that is witnessing, which is beyond peace and not peace, one that is grasping, and the third one that wants peace.
Yeah.
Who is that third one now?
I believe it is me.
You see, what evidence do you have of this me? Like what do you find of this me?
I believe that this body is me. Yeah. And yeah,
Like how do you take this body to be you?
because all my life I don't know the word in English. I
You identify it with the body?
Yes, I refer this body as me all my life, and but yeah,
Okay, right now, don't believe
yeah.
any idea.
Mhm.
Are you the body?
It's very hard. Don't
Yeah.
believe to
It's
any
actually
idea because mine is very.
it's actually what happened is that many times when we experience some sensations that we call body sensation,
Yes.
we feel that the sensation itself means that I am believing I am the body.
Oh. Mhm.
You see? That I believe that this sensation contains me, or I am surrounded by the body in some way, or just because that sensation is there, we feel like I must be believing I am the body, that's why the sensation is there. But without that idea, in what way are you identified as the body right now?
Right now. Mm. Right now, I am here. Body is here, but there is no connection that I am this body right now.
Exactly. One of the tricks of the mind is to convince you have some problem that you actually don't have. Now, if you're not identified with the body as the body naturally, every moment to moment, but if it was to convince you that what you have to let go of is body identification, then you'd be stuck in that, isn't it?
Mhm. Yes. Mhm. I can see now, like the mind is trying to, but I can see it. It's
Yes, just let it come and let it go.
okay. Mm.
Nothing it has to say right now is important for you.
Mhm.
It'll try. It'll try with some, but what about that? Just
Yeah,
let it go.
it mind tries very often. I have this problem with the mind very often. That mind tries everything, all day. The mind tries everything. It's playing every day.
Yeah, so start with this one. Let
Mhm.
this thought also go that it tries every day.
Mm. It is a very strong habit. I can see it. Yeah.
Is this a thought or no?
Mhm.
Unless the spirit
Mm.
itself, the Atma itself within you tells you something, don't believe any idea.
Mhm. Yes, it is. It is the thought. Yes, I can see it now. Yes. Thank you very much, Father.
Oh,
Thank you
welcome.
so much.
Very welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mm. Thank you.
Okay, Karunamai wants to come.
Hey, Father.
Hello. Anna's all right, my child?
She's resting at the moment. She had a seizure or convulsion or something. So Um, there is this, I don't want anything bad, I guess, to happen to her and my children.
You don't want anything to happen. Yes, yes.
Yeah. And especially for her because she's more vulnerable, I guess.
Yes, yes, my dear.
Um, and then there is this, maybe this seeking question, let's call it like that.
Seeking question.
Yeah. What is me and what is her?
What is
And
me and what is her?
yes.
Yes. Just the first part will be enough. Are you trying to use the question to overcome the fear of something happening to her, or
Uh, I'm probably trying to use whenever something, yeah, when something appears in the manifest that I don't like, or
yes,
yeah, it's not pleasant. I inquire.
yeah,
So yeah, it's true.
it's all right. It's all right. I can understand that.
But I also use the question also when nothing happens.
Yeah. No, I can understand all this.
Uh,
I can understand. It's actually quite auspicious that the question appears, or a reminder to turn inwards appears, even when difficult situations show up in life. Because for many of us, when difficult situations come, then we don't want to look within at all till the situation on the outside is resolved. So,
I was trying to resolve the situation part of the satsang, or not necessarily resolve it, but I was online with the Anna's pediatrician, and
yeah,
um, I know I don't. It's, and I think there is a practical aspect of it too.
it's all right.
Mm. It's okay if I sit with you for a bit.
Yes, of course. You, you mean on Zoom?
Yeah, yes. In my heart and in your heart. Sometimes this question comes, why there has to be so much suffering in this human condition. It is not even so much, but the man is still fighting for something.
One tip I have for all of you is that many times in life it will feel like it's like a Formula One race, which means that if you keep God in the lead, you know, and stay constantly in the lead with God's presence, then it's
Yeah.
much easier than when you allow Maya to overtake or the mind to overtake and it's already ahead, and in the fumes of Maya we are already suffering. So then to come back to leading seems much more difficult. So when things are good, and things will be good soon by God's grace, when things are good, we must stay with God so that even when, because in the circle of life, good and bad times will keep coming and going. So when the bad times come, then you're so used to strongly staying in God's presence, strongly with God's name or your self inquiry, that it will not overtake you, it will not get the lead, because once it takes over, then to get back seems much more difficult.
You know, I was just it's very amazing because for the past 4 days I had this migraine and headaches and nausea, and I was feeling very sick. And last night around 8 o'clock or something, it just stopped.
I see.
And then, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to even go to the
Yes.
hospital with
Yes.
her. So it's just amazing how
Yes.
well placed is everything in
Absolutely. Absolutely.
a divine way. And
Absolutely.
I know you mentioned suffering, but I also want to say that because of this grace, I didn't suffer at all. Like in the hospital, I was just empty.
Very good. Very good.
And I did panic at home, like, because I didn't know
Yes, of
even if
course.
she's dying or not.
Of
Like
course.
that was quite an experience
Yes.
in the moment. Um, when I didn't have any, like my mind was just in the fight mode.
Yes, of course.
And then two brothers from Sahara came to help us.
Very good.
So yeah, uh, but yeah, it's just even if I see this, the maybe the strength that is to be in the presence of God, or your own presence of your own heart. Maybe there is still identity and confusion and still desire for something, and um,
Okay, so why is it still there?
ah, because it's believed in this
Okay.
condition to be
Okay.
someone.
Yes. So why is it believed in?
I'm on automated pilot now, like force of habit and all these responses I learned. But that's just I can also look and
So I'm using this opportunity
I
It's
know,
like
it's very
it's
good.
like
Thank you.
truth serum. You
To,
can just tell
hmm?
truth serum. No? It's like you're an auto
Yeah,
mode.
yeah,
There's not too much intellect, so you can just
yeah.
simply tell.
Because in this moment when I look, it's not here. So
Uh,
I present something um, from an image or a memory.
well, it's tricky because when we present from memory, then it is here now.
Yeah,
It's like we may say that I am still believing my thoughts, but it's not happening now, it happens on other times. You
yeah,
see, but when we believe our thoughts about still believing thoughts, still being believed right now.
it's true. There is this polarity. Um,
Tell me something without your intellect.
it doesn't.
No?
Nothing comes. It doesn't come easy.
Nothing seems good, no? You're laughing.
uh, and it's because when it comes, like if
So, because is intellect, so let's leave that.
I can't even explain, but um, is there something without intellect?
Who wants to know?
The one who thinks that she needs to answer a question. Ah,
All the best things are before the intellect.
yeah.
Then, when the intellect comes, everything seems to get clouded in that process of judgment, good, bad, right, wrong, better, worse. What should I do, not do? And all of these things. With the mind intellect, they get clouded. No? So just I'm just trying to give you a taste of just living there where you don't have to judge or resolve or solve anything, just peace.
I just feel to offer up any resistance. Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Mm-hmm. In the most true way.
Is it an actual resistance or a presumed resistance? Because many times, very subtly, the offering up of presumed resistance is a form of resistance.
I could sense this tension.
That's okay. That's not resistance.
And
No, I mean it. Like many
uh,
times we may feel like some sensation is being felt. You see?
yeah.
Now, that sensation is not resistance yet, till you label it resistance or till you label it as something. Because it doesn't constrict any reality. Only when you construct a narrative or a notion around the sensation, then it seems to constrict the made up me. But till the me is made up, it's not resisting anything, it's just an appearance.
Is there a difference between empty and emptiness?
Between empty and emptiness, what will you do with that kind of answer? What's it about?
I'm just
This
I'm just exploring with you
is
because I
this
sometimes I
is
felt the
this
same.
empty or emptiness?
Yeah. Ah, yeah. It's both and none. Oh, because even if to say empty or emptiness, you reach a concept.
Let's leave all because. No cause, no effect.
Yeah. Uh,
Just stay in either empty or emptiness.
Yeah. I also look um
Okay, let me look at some of the other
Thank
questions and
you.
we'll come back if you want.
Thank you.
Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you.
All my love to the kids. Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Nupur.
Ram Father.
Namaste. Namaste.
So this inquiry with Karunamai really helped Father to
Yeah.
just settle in the heart. And just wanted to expose something, Father, that the stronger and the more clear it is now that it is all for God and God is the only reason. The person is becoming very strong, Father, and I can feel the energy rising up of the person being very central and to the point that I almost had stopped recognizing the person for so long, Father. But this some energetic movements are being seen. There's fears coming in, Father. And I think last week, with no satsang happening, it was a very opportune time for me to just see what's coming up, Father. And it did bash me quite a bit, Father. And the person, like, there was a lot of bashing that was happening, and fears and restlessness, and it was a storm, Father. And the naam was just, I was holding on, to you and to Sri Ram, like as if I'm in the middle of a storm. And I don't like this, Father, at all. So I just wanted to put it at your feet because I don't know what's happening here. I don't know what's this whole thing coming up now. I think changing the countries and coming back also, I think it was too much. It's been intense travel, and I can see that. I can see there's a lot of unsettling, Father, and the inquiry isn't landing at all of a sudden. And like I'm not able to. The only thing that's helping is Father, you and Nam. That's it. Shri Ram, Ram, Ram. And I was like, I really wanted to bring it to your feet, Father, because this is very unsettling. I don't know what it is. I'm not trying to kind of dissect it, Father.
Very
So I
good.
thought it'll be the best thing to put it at your feet, Father, and just ask for your blessings.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing this. One question to really look at is when things are coming up, as we say, then do we know what that means? What I'm trying to point at is that the mind's narratives of the meaning of energetic release or something, as you called it, coming up in the system could be that all this is coming. You see, coming could mean an attack, coming could mean to an oppression, coming could mean all of these things. But do we really know whether it is even a coming or going?
No, Father.
We don't know. So sometimes we may say it is coming, other times we may say it's getting released. No, so
Mm.
we don't like our capacity to determine what is actually happening to us, thankfully, by God's grace, is very little. Which means that why am I saying thankfully by God's grace? I'm saying it because we don't have to trouble ourselves with that at all. We don't have to trouble ourselves with, because the mind has an opportune time to create a narrative now.
Yeah.
Now you have gone from here, you've gone there, so it'll say now after I've gone. So, for example, if I was to give you two very different narratives, you would not really have the mechanism to be able to say which one of them is true. So, on one hand, I may say to you, see now, for a few months, you were in an environment where you were a caregiver and you had to give a lot of yourself, and without realizing, you took on a lot of things. You know? Now that you are in an environment where there's more space, where you're not the caregiver, then all of that is getting released out of you. So that is one narrative. The second narrative is that, oh, actually, something in your heart is telling you that you should be in India and you should not be in London, or I think you're in London, so you should not be in London. So now you're not feeling at home over there, and India feels more. That's why all this attack is coming, because you're not meant to be there. No?
Yes.
See? So now between these two, which is the truth?
I have no idea, Father.
Exactly, exactly. So, so, but the thing is, the mind convinces us of a particular
Yeah.
idea. You see? Forgetting that if I'm taking God's name, if I have Him in my heart, if I have my teacher guiding me, if I've been in satsang, then my life is being lived so much in His love and light that I never have to worry about what is happening. He will take care of everything, uh, because I'm taking shelter, I'm taking refuge in His remembrance, in being with Him. So then I don't have to ever be concerned about any of that. Now, and it'll convince you of things which are impossible things. Like, uh, unless we pick up the idea that the inquiry must lead to more peace or feeling better, it is not possible for the inquiry not to land. You see? Like, make the inquiry not work. Like, can you do it? Nobody can do it. You see? Just like we have to think of mango, a mango will start appearing if we say mango. All of these things are so naturally inbuilt to us that when we ask, who am I? Even if we ask very, very mechanically, it is bound to have its effect, it's bound to do its work. Its work may not be peace, it may not be some experience of rest or contentment or quietude, none of that, you see. But it will definitely have its effect in the antakarna to turn you towards who you are. So never let your mind bully you that much that it will convince you that now even this is not working. It is impossible for it to not work, just like it is impossible for God's name not to work.
Yeah.
So all of these things, all of these spiritual tools which the sages have given us are going to work. So never let it make you so despondent that this is not happening and I'm very helter skelter and things like that. Now, the storm that you're facing seems to be emotions, it seems to be energy, it seems to be all of these things. So, just remember that God's name is very powerful, and I pray and I bless you that in taking His name, may you be like space, and may you be the space in which all of these energies can move, but you remain unaffected, untouched in all of this movement. And may you not take yourself to be somebody who can be attacked in this way. It's my full blessing to you, and have your full faith. I met you. I know you have so much faith. So don't lose that faith. Don't allow the mind to convince you that the change of location, the change of some external circumstances, all of these things can take you away from God in any way. It's not possible at all. So just continue to deepen in that faith. You're going very well. Everything is going in the right direction. Don't have to worry. outer life we'll see how it moves. I know in taking Ramji's name, even that will take care of itself the way it is meant to. So you don't have to worry about that. But inwardly, you're completely going in the right direction. Don't allow your mind to trick you into getting into any despair or despondency because of a change in location.
Thank you, Father. Thank you so much. At your feet always, Father.
You're very welcome. Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, Father. Thank you so much.
And you never know how gracefully and beautifully he solves things. Like one child was very worried about a particular thing, and I just kept reminding her to have faith in God. And God has solved it so seamlessly and gracefully that we couldn't even imagine. So just trust. He knows the best time, He knows the best recipe for how to cook your life, He knows best.
Yeah, Father, because I'm clueless right now. Like I'm not even wanting to figure it out anymore. Because my heart is there with you. I was like when I was leaving Bangalore, I was like, what am I doing in my life? Like leaving the feet of my father. I mean, there was, and I don't know, Father. So I'm just like not trying to figure it out anymore because I can't, Father. It's exhausting mentally, and but yeah, like literally like a little child, Father. I just sit and I just hold you and I just chant Sri Ram, Father. And I just, that's it, Father. That's all I am doing right now, Father.
So both of us are collectively giving this problem to Ramji to solve.
Yes, Father.
I'm very happy if you're here, you're very happy if you're here, but we know that He knows best and He knows the best timing for that to happen if it is to happen. So uh, I trust His grace, I trust that He knows best and He will. There's never any delay when it comes to Him. We may feel like, in India we say, भगवान के घर में देर है अंधेर नहीं है.
Yes, Father.
But that's a huge fallacy. Like there is not a moment of delay. You see, He is always providing us the most loving, the most sweetest path of least suffering for us to grow. So, so whatever He is doing, we just have to trust that, and just your heart temple is the same whether you're in any external location. You don't have to worry at all. He's close to you, right there in your heart. Don't. Always best to leave these big problems to Him.
Yes.
Don't ever have to get involved in any of that.
Thank you, Father. Thank you so much for being there. Means everything, Father. Thank
Bless
you. Love you, Father.
you. Love you, my child. Bless you. Let's go to Shivoham.
Hello. Just wanted to come and say hello. Yeah.
You want to give me a quick update on what's been happening with your practice and
Um, well, I have been doing, let's say, as much as I can to like yeah, how you say, say in the name of God, and like in yeah, I've been trying to sit and stay yeah, as much as I can during the day. Usually is like 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the evening. And and then during the day, as much as I remember, trying to to say the name and to remember, and then let's say this has been like the main yeah yeah that's and I wanted to say also that maybe for for the next couple of months I won't be able to be in satsang as much as I want, because and to come, and because I see that coming, as you told me, it is a very good practice also. Coming, so coming up, and I see that it's something that helps me to anchor somehow, no? But in the next few a couple of months, because of work, I want to be able to be because I will be working with children, and so that I hope to be able to come, but I think I won't, but let's see. So I just, but I don't know if it's I want to pray and to ask for your presence to let me stay here, to whatever. Yeah.
It's fine. By God's grace, may you try to remain in His presence, even if outer work is a lot and it takes your attention. May you keep remembering to return to your home in your heart. May these next couple of months be fruitful for you spiritually as well as in your outer work. You have my love, all my blessings.
Love
I'll
you,
see you,
Father.
I'll see you from time to time though.
I will. Yeah, let's see.
That's good. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's go to Satyam.
Hello, Father Ananta-ji.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you. Yeah, I have nothing prepared as such, but I've been talking in my head with you for last 1 week after we talked, like a conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, and I feel a little bit being a little bit played by the mighty one in a very, very strange way. I'm sorry if I'm taking a lot of time, then tell me to shut up and go away. It's okay. It started, I think my first insight was around in 97. I was around 25, Father. And suddenly in the middle of the Zurich city, something became quiet. I was waiting for a friend, and then I look at my hand and I say, oh, I've been thinking I bit this hand, but this silence is my home. That was the recognition. And Buddha's words made sense. I said, this was all what life is about, is this silence, who I am. And then that evening I come from my home from the station to the village. I was living outside Zurich, and As I walk, there was a sense there's nobody walking. That was like, ooh, I come home and the words of Gita, Nidantam Shastram Shastrani, the weapons cannot, fire cannot burn you. A joy which I cannot explain to you. That this is who I am, and I'm not this male, female. This is the body, and I have migraines for all my life, and the migraine happened, but there was no suffer. The pain was felt, but something is untouched by the pain. That was the insight. And words of Kabir, Mira, they all made intuitive sense. Okay, this is what is well, and I was on the, but before this happened, I really wanted to stay in Switzerland because I was getting divorced with my first wife. So my friend Thomas' sister, she says, "Listen, I'm going to marry you. You don't have to go back to India." But once this happened, the whole structure fell down. No desires, nothing to achieve. I go to the office. I said, "I'm going back to India." I come back. And then somehow this seeker, as life had a plan, this seeker was born after that. Now the seeker started to search.
Yes.
It was looking for that, whatever it was looking. And life took me to Denmark in 99, and there were many times, there were so many meetings from different people, from Isaac Shapiro, one of Papaji's. I went to him. I was knocking every door, Father, who was talking about this beauty. Life continued on, and in 2015, in these last 16, 17 years, continuously watching Maharajji's I Am That, Papaji's The Seeker, and Ramesh Balsakar, Your Head in the Tiger's Mouth. There's a book. I knocked every door for that. Then finally, at a relationship broke down, and finally I heard Mujiji's words in one video: "The true self doesn't move." That kind of, oh, okay, this guy is talking what happened here because something doesn't move. And then stay in the I am presence. So life made me do this, stay in the I am presence. And then one day, the whole seeking disappeared, the pure presence started to shine. Ah, beauty again. Oh, this is, thank you, thank you, thank you. And but then, of course, now I know through experience, this ancient deceiver is not an easy one to. It comes back through back doors. And it came with very force, and it led me to Portugal at Zima retreat in Mujiji's Satsang. And the night before I went to the mic, the traffic of the mind was so intense, it was hard to breathe. I said, "This is my last night. Either death, no India, no Denmark, this is it for me." And finally, I come to the mic, and then, of course, can the perceiver be perceived? That came in my life as inquiry before Muji's. And we had a dialogue, and his last words were, making the long story short, there's no past, no future, and even present is just a concept. And bang, again, a big insight. This whole seeker, seeking, I couldn't even imagine. I didn't go there for freedom because I was suffering. And what came as a gift was like, I'm freedom itself.
Yeah.
There's nothing, it was no words for that. So total joy. And the feeling came, the feeling was there's there's no desire to continue in life anymore. I said, this is my journey is over. This is it. I've done, my purpose is finished in life, and I'm ready to go. But of course, life, the mighty one had another plan. And now I can see the arrogance, the pride, the hidden stuff which I was not aware. But now I know, as Mujiji would say, don't open the champagne or parachute too quick. Don't start celebrating, wow, I got it, and this happened. And then, of course, attack on the heart, stent, heart attack, but I was in the honeymoon of the inside, so that was even in the hospital. I was singing His glory, even that alone in the hospital, no one to take care. All this and life kept happening, and the inquiry kept going on. It's given me so many beautiful insights. And I saw you in 2016. I remember in Rishikesh. I never came to your meetings that day because it didn't have to happen. All I can say that it didn't have to happen. And then now in Denmark, I started to live in a place where extreme isolation, no one to talk to the whole day, panic, paranoia, and it's really like really no one to talk the whole day. You're on your own all the time. And Scandinavia is very extreme in this. People are very reserved. It's different. And this made me isolation and the nervous system take me this move to come back to India and whatever here. So, and then your presence in this last 1 week, it has been a marathon with Anantaji for me. Satsang after Satsang, I've been watching. And your presence, this evokes God's name in my heart. Because I think your words like a godless spirituality these words stood with me. Godless spirituality. So I feel that all this happened, that who is doing all this, who's the doer of these beautiful insights and all this. So the inquiry is there, can the perceiver be perceived? The veil has been lifted up, but here I am in tears before you. And I don't know really where I am. Really. I read books from Ramesh Balsekar, Tigers, from Numina to Phenomena, and all this. And the words which stuck in me is that to realize God in your heart, this sings to me in my heart. Your presence evokes that in me. I really have nothing to really say like this, but the journey somehow, I had meetings with different beings. One guy told to me, Satyam, this finger can't find itself, so drop it. You can't find that. And with Isaac Shapiro, it was the same. The habit to objectify awareness. Something wants to experience awareness as an object. It's like, and then I said, what can I ask Anantaji? The question which is really a significant one for me. Then I said, okay, I'm going to ask like, please Anantaji, Father, can you say how awareness, attention, and perceiving are connected together? Because when this happened, when there was no one walking, I remember that night I slept. In the morning I woke up, there was a sense no one was sleeping also. There was someone asleep, but the body was sleeping. There was something awake. And I'm lost, really. That's why I'm here. I'm not. There's no clarity here, really. But there's a burning. I wish I never had that opening, but it came as a gift. So here I am. Need your guidance for whatever you have to say. I really.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that. It's been quite a long ride. And you know what happened with you? It reminded me exactly about what happened with, this philosopher called Sartre. How you pronounce?
Jean-Paul
John.
Sartre.
John Paul Sartre.
Yeah.
So he has this book called Nausea. So in this book called Nausea, he's described his experience exactly the same. He looked at his hand and he couldn't tell the difference between a hand and the rock, and he felt like there's no actual difference, like he felt is everywhere. But what happened in his case was that because there was no uh, attachment to God or spirituality really, then they called it a disidentification experience, like a bad thing. He got disidentified, and then they tried to fix it, this kind of thing.
Yeah.
But thankfully, by God's grace, you were connected to spirituality in some way, so you saw that it's actually a gift and a beautiful gift. Uh, Sometimes I don't know how it works in God's grace, but sometimes these gifts are given to us very spontaneously. They are given to us, and then we make ourselves worthy of those gifts for the rest of our lives. Those gifts are given to us in advance, and then we are trying to meet that gift for the rest of our lives. I can relate to that also in some way. So I'm very happy you brought up this point that I've been saying for the last 3-4 years very strongly, which is that I've seen very often uh, that uh, in even in a godless spirituality there are experiences which we may call awakening experiences, but I've seen that really it doesn't stabilize without a deepening love for God. It doesn't really stabilize in our heart without a deepening love for God. And I'm very happy you remembered this part from the satsang, because I've been saying that a godless spirituality doesn't work because there's a dichotomy there. You see, because
Yeah.
spirit is the very presence of God. No? So spirituality, if it is spirituality, it is special because spirit is God's presence. So it's like saying that I want to marry this most beautiful girl, but I will marry only her hand. I don't want the rest of her. Sorry if this example is weird, but that's what's coming. So many times, what we are trying to do in the modern world is trying to separate spirit or Atma from God Himself. That I don't want God, but I want spirit. I want to be spiritual. I want to be empty of identity. So I want to first, before I answer your question about awareness, I want to bless you deeply with a ever deepening, ever growing, ever stabilizing, and ever providing strength and courage. May you have a deepening love for God which provides all of these things to you, so that you never feel shaken, you don't feel on this path which can be very shaky. May He be your anchor, and may He be your support. So may you fall more and more in love with God in a very beautiful way, and may you feel carried by Him in His lap. May you feel constantly blessed by His grace and by His light. So that's the important part, I feel, of the conversation. In terms of the question about awareness, attention, and perception, is quite straightforward. Uh, Perception happens as a functioning of attention, and attention is nothing but like a phenomenal twin of awareness. Why do I call it a phenomenal twin? Because awareness is unlimited. It's unlimited. It has no boundary. It has no limit. But when it plays in the waking state as attention, as the functioning of perception itself, without attention there can be no perception. But none of us in our play in this human life have an unlimited amount of attention. You see? And so if three people start talking right now, they say, okay, two of them will have to keep quiet because we don't have the attention to give to all of them, isn't it? So some of us as parents also know I have two children, so if both of them talk at the same time, then I have to tell one of them to keep quiet. So I can, because I only have a limited amount of attention. Now, because in our life we try to give a lot attention to many things, even on the spiritual path we may try to give attention to many things, then that becomes a tiring process. You see? But remaining empty in awareness is not a tiring process. So that's why I call attention like a phenomenal twin. It's very similar because you cannot find attributes, you cannot find qualities. Awareness is actually beyond perception. Like awareness is not sight, sound, touch, taste, smell. All of these are labels that we use for the various types of perceiving that we do. But awareness is aware of all of them, but it is not sight, it is not hearing, it is not taste, touch, smell. You see? So attention enables the functioning of perception to happen, but awareness is just remains aware of all of this movement happening on its surface of its play as consciousness, of its play as I am. Only after the birth of I am does the functioning of perception actually begin.
Yeah.
So it's a very good question because many are confusing attention to be awareness itself. So when they're saying I am aware, they are saying that I am being attentive. Actually,
Yeah.
awareness is nothing to do with being attentive. We may use that word, maybe that was the original design of the word also in the world, but when we talk about it in the spiritual sense, like when Bhagwan Shri Ramana Maharishi spoke about it, Maharaj Nisargadatta spoke about it, they were talking about that which is the untouched witnessing, which is witnessing sight, which is witnessing smell, which is witnessing hearing, but it is not one any of these. So you are absolutely right to question this. Uh, you can question who is aware of the movement of attention, and in that inquiry, you may start to see the difference between attention and awareness more accurately. But again, in your case, I would say that I would really say just find something which reminds you of your love for God and keep deepening in that love as much as you can. And then all of these spiritual questions will also seem quite straightforward and quite easy.
Intuitively, Father, I'm sensing that this love for God, I'm just starting to begin with that. And your presence plays a very big role because when it's like, once I met a musician, he was very talented, and he brought out the talent out of me because when you meet people like if I meet a musician who's very talented, he was a classical singer, and I start to sing with him, and I said, all this is coming in his presence. So in same with you, I feel when I in your presence, this love for that God, you can feel it when you say Ram or whatever. It's not the word, it's your love for that. And I think intuitively I sense that. Of course, I know all this. When this Switzerland opening happened, there was clarity. There was clarity, like everything arises from it, but it doesn't rise. All of this has been inside, has been there, but this love for that, this love, but this is. I think I want that my life fills with your blessing.
Very good. Full blessings for that. And it's nobody's fault. It is a sign of the times in some way, like a modern cool spirituality has become quite godless. So all of
Yeah.
us got pulled into that sort of modern spirituality. But by God's grace, because our attempts are sincere, our heart is sincere, He's pulling us back into a very deep love for Him. So
And while I was in Denmark and I was desperate to do what I did to come back, I was reciting Hanuman Chalis every day. Even the mind, he made Hanumanji sit on that building where this decision was being taken. I did all that. Yeah, I said, you sit on this and decide that I can come back here. But now I feel, Father, that I've been asking this power something for the ego, but now something comes in me says that I just want him for his sake.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful.
That not to be a beggar of asking things. And I want that, whatever that is, but still to just to say, please show your presence in my heart.
Very
And asking for things from him, do this, and he gave me this. He said, and the decision was taken within 3 hours. That came, you got it, and I came India, and I had arranged the bhandara in the name of Neem Koli Baba, and all that. But now I see that if this is my love affair, then I need that I need to be in love with him for his sake, not asking. Like Ramana Maharishi would say, first we ask things from him, he keeps giving, but then you ask him that now please show me you. So that is my and your presence is reminding me of that. So may your presence keep in my life, and may this deceiver in me gets exposed every now and then.
So one of the things I noticed in your sharing was that you identified the problem again very clearly, that you were blessed with many beautiful experiences, but then the spiritual pride came and said, I got this, I did this, it happened to me, I am done. Now what you'll find is that when you're falling in love with God and deepening in your love for God, when we are so deeply in love, we can't be arrogant at all. So that keeps us safe from any of this trouble.
I think this is my only safety now. I see that this is it. I don't want to know anything. It's just the love and which your presence shines and to be at your feet.
I bless you so much with all my heart, and may God give you all the strength, courage, and peace, love, light, everything that comes from Him. Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, let's close with Radheshamji.
Ram Father,
Ram, Ram, my dear.
thank you, Father. आपके प्यार और आशीर्वाद के लिए